For the longest time, I've said that MAGA has no bottom. But these days, it feels like we're on an episode of Fear Factor, and no matter how many disgusting challenges we show them, they're up for it. They are committed at this point, and no matter how low Donald Trump goes, they'll roll right with him and accept whatever disgusting behavior he comes out with. Now, I could so see him being cruel to the other side, being cruel to those who oppose him. But in this next clip, he takes it out on MAGA, right to their face, and they cheer for it. Take a look at this. Someone passed out while he was speaking, and watch what he does.
Take your time, Doc. We have time. Some people waited here for 2 days. It's tough. It's tough. Thank you. Plenty of time. That's good. Water.
She all right? She okay?
I mean, what the hell can you really say about that, honestly? I mean, first of all, you can tell that he's very annoyed that they've stopped his speech. He's there to talk, and he's annoyed that he's had to stop. And second of all, he had to find a way to make it about him. Notice at the start, he's like, yeah, well, it's tough. I mean, people's been here for 2 days to see me. He had to make it about himself. And there's people in the crowd yelling water, and what does he do? Oh, water? And he reaches and gets him a drink. They weren't saying for you to get a drink of water, moron. They were saying this person here needs water. He drank it right in front of him, and while you could kind of hear the air go out of some of the people, like, oh, like they thought he was going to pass it back for a minute. But no, he wasn't going to pass it back. He was going to find a way to make it about himself, drank it right in front of him. And he had people cheering for that. People thought that was cool. See, this was a moment where Donald Trump could have helped someone out, and he's not for that. But if there's a moment like this where he can hug an American flag, or if he can do some sort of, fake pizza delivery, if there's a way that he can make it into some sort of political stunt for some theater, he'll do it. But when it comes down to actually helping somebody, Donald Trump's never going to be there. But what I want to do next is I want to compare the compassion of Joe Biden to the compassion of Donald Trump, because as we go into the election, we can agree to disagree on a lot of things, but we should all agree that we would like to have a compassionate leader, someone who has some sort of compassion and empathy in them. Joe Biden has plenty and Donald Trump has zero. Do you guys remember this? This is 2 times that Biden and Trump were both interrupted by a baby crying. Take a look at how they both react.
Actually, I was only kidding. You can get the baby out of here. That's all right. Don't worry. I think she really believed me that I love having a baby crying while I'm speaking.
Cool. That's okay. Look, she's allowed to do anything you want. Kids rule in my house, okay? What's the matter? What's the matter? I don't blame you. I'm bored with me too.
Notice when Trump said what he said, there was people laughing. And there's people who will see that clip and they will laugh at it and find that funny because they get off on cruelty. That is what their party has fully embraced now, is cruelty. And the crueler Donald Trump is, and the more cold-hearted he is, and the more insulting he is, they love him even more. They view, if you show that clip to someone in MAGA, they're going to view Joe Biden as weak and Donald Trump as strong. That's how twisted their moral compass truly is. But here's another great moment of Joe Biden showing some compassion when a baby interrupts him. Take a look.
It's great to be with you all. And I want you to know that Tom and Christy, I want to thank them. They've been great friends, but it's been and by the way, don't worry. I'm used to it, okay? Babies. Why don't you say something? Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi, go ahead. That's it. You got it, okay. That may be the most intelligent thing you hear all night.
I love how Biden makes a joke at his own expense at the end of that one. You would never see Trump do that. He would never lower himself to that. He always has to put the joke over on somebody else. But when we're sitting here comparing the two men's compassion and the two men's temperament, take a look at how Joe Biden handles himself during this one.
Through the parents.
Yeah.
I'm wife. I'm Chris Hickson's wife.
God love you.
I wanted to.
This is Chris's
I'm
son.
his son.
Well, how are you? Good. Thank you for hugging me. You okay? You okay? You'll be okay. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. I promise. Okay, I promise.
That right there is the kind of compassionate leader that I want leading this country. But there are people who will take that clip right there, they will freeze frame it, and then they will accuse Joe Biden of sniffing the kid. That's how sick and twisted they truly are. We've seen them do that time and time again with Joe Biden to find a way to call him Creepy Joe. It's absolutely disgusting at their behavior. But this next clip, folks, I want to show it to you because Biden is confronted by a minister who lost his wife at a church shooting in Charleston. Watch how Biden stands there and watch the compassion he has as this man pours his heart out.
Holy Trinity Reformed Episcopal Church in Charleston. His wife, Myra, was one of the 9 killed in the shooting during a Bible study at Charleston's Emmanuel AME Church in June of 2015. Reverend, we're sorry for your loss. Thank you for being with us tonight.
Good evening, Vice President Biden. You, along with President Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, came to Charleston when this tragedy occurred. You directly and personally came to encourage us. So thank you very much. The Emmanuel 9 tragedy showed that Charleston is separated and divided by racism. Mayor Tecklenburg formed a advisory council of pastors with different denominations and faiths to focus on reconciliation and cross-cultural awareness. He demonstrated his faith in the decision-making of our city. My question is, what is your faith, and how would you use your faith in making decisions for our nation?
Reverend, I kind of know what it's like to lose family. And my heart goes out to you. As you may remember, after Barack and Michelle and I were there, my family, I came back on that Sunday to regular service because I had just lost my son. And I wanted some hope because what you all did was astounding. I don't know if you all know this. All those who died were killed by this white supremacist. They forgave him. They forgave him. The ultimate act of Christian charity. They forgave him. And you know, there's that famous phrase from Kierkegaard, faith sees best in the dark.
I love how Biden stands there quietly and lets the man say everything he needs to say. And then he comes back at him with compassion and empathy. That's what we need more of in this country. That is exactly what we need to see from a leader. But what does Donald Trump do? He's out there bragging now about how during his term, he did nothing about gun violence. Take a look at this.
During my 4 years, nothing happened, and there was great pressure on me having to do with guns. We did nothing. We didn't yield. And once you yield a little bit, that's just the beginning. That's the avalanche.
There is no way that you can brag about doing nothing about gun violence and have any compassion. It's not possible. There's no way that you can sit back and cheer for someone doing nothing and have any empathy for anyone. It's just not possible. No matter where you stand on gun control, you should have enough compassion to want to do something to fix the problem. He's bragging about doing nothing. That is his temperament. That is the kind of man that he is. And I remember a time when a political candidate's entire career could end if Americans thought they lacked the temperament to hold office. I remember when Howard Dean got so worked up at a rally one time, he screamed at his audience. He was just pumping them up for the next one. But people said, I don't know if he lacks the temperament, and it pretty much, he was dead in the water after that. It was over for him. George H.W. Bush just looked at his watch too many times during the debate with Bill Clinton, and people said, well, he lacks the temperament to be president for another 4 years. That is the kind of standard that we used to hold people to, but now we're sitting here watching Donald Trump go lower and lower and lower. And no matter what clip we put in front of their face, no matter what we show them, there is no moment that's going to come where they go, okay, we've had enough. I mean, some people have jumped off the ship. Some people have come to their senses. Some people have walked away from it and regrets ever voting for it or ever going along with it. But there are still those diehards hanging on. And they're going to hang on to the end. Folks, if I ever opened up my inbox and just showed you the stuff they send me on a daily basis, the things they say to me, I mean, I sit back sometimes, I read it, and I'll just kind of hit the ha-ha button because it's funny, but it's sad at the same time. It's ridiculous at the things they will bring themselves to say, but it's also sad that they've been duped and that those are the kind of people that he's empowered. And that's another thing. It's not just about his temperament. It's what does the country look like under his leadership when he uses that type of temperament and when he lacks zero compassion. All you're going to do is rile up the absolute bottom feeders. All you're going to do is get the people at the bottom who have no bottom and are just going to be more for cruelty. That's the people you're going to get more and more fired up. That's the people you're going to empower. And those are the people who are fired up and ready to vote come November. So you have to ask yourself, you may not agree with Joe Biden on everything. I don't agree with him on everything. There's things I wished were a whole lot different. But when I look at the two candidates and I take all the ideas and all the ideology off the table and I'm just left with the two men's temperament and the two men's compassion, it's not even close. Donald Trump is not even in the same stadium with Joe Biden when it comes to those things. He's nowhere near him. Joe Biden is head and shoulders. He's light years better a man than Donald Trump. And I'll give Joe Biden all the time in the world if he forgets what he's going to say. If he stutters, I'll wait. I will sit back and wait because I would rather have that man in my corner any day of the week than some cold-hearted bastard like Trump.